Transurfer, and thank you for tuning into this Transurfing TV production. Please subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already, and please like this video. So with that, I will get right into it. 15, being present. So in the past lesson, we were talking about really imitating action and choosing a new film role by imitating action. And now we're getting into this concept a little more deeply, choosing another film role. And one of the absolute necessary attributes of being able to create your own reality and choose a new film role is you maintaining being present. So this really is about you shifting your attention to that center screen. And this is really the only place that you can truly be present, because when you are in your inner mind, when you are in your inner screen, you're usually in either the past or the future, and you can't create reality from either of those places. You have to be in the present moment. Then you are capable of jumping from one film role to another. So it says here, numerous different movie films and frames. So we have lots and lots of different options in our environment swirling around us all the time. These are different lifelines. These are different paths, different goals, different doors, different opportunities, however you want to look at it. But if you are lost in your inner screen, thinking about the past or the future, you are going to miss all these junctures. If you want to look at it that way, you will miss these opportunities, signs, ways that you can split off and go in a new direction towards a new future frame or future goal. So being present is really one of the utmost qualities of being able to create your own reality. So again, in the Tufti book, she states this multiple times. I see myself, I see my reality. This is you calling it out, that you see yourself in the present moment, in that center screen, you see your reality. And in doing this, you acquire the ability to make a new choice. So the next one, choosing the goal frame. Stay tuned, everyone. So, choosing the goal frame. I love this one. And this illustration is awesome. And this is very representative of what I personally do to achieve that end goal, that intention, in a very short amount of time. So what I like to personally do is each morning I activate my plate and I recall what that future frame is, what my intention is. And I say a little prayer or a little mantra or a soundbite slide to myself, which is, world, help me to see my way to my end goal, and please provide me with what I need to see that end goal come into frame via outer intention. So this really helps me, because anytime I see something that is in line with that future frame, I can do exactly what Eum is presenting here. I can take little bits of different scripts and move myself along rather quickly to that end frame. It works very, very simplistically once you figure out how to do it. But a few things that I should
speak of briefly. This would be you managing your pendulums, right? This would be you not getting lost in your inner or outer screens. This is you staying dialed in to what your intention ultimately is and looking at your reality for ways to hop on to different scripts, allowing you to get to that end frame more quickly. So what Eum says here, external intentions find a way to achieve that goal. This is so true. And frames of different films are selected to suit your goal. This is really, really powerful stuff because you can choose what your action will be in your present moment that will help you ultimately stay in line with that end frame. This is the use of thought markers. This is you checking in multiple times a day and saying, are my thoughts and my actions in line with that future frame? And again, outer intention, show me the way. So outer intention will show you the way if you're aware, if you're in your center screen. And this is really you achieving something in a shorter amount of time, not being distracted, not getting pulled onto other scripts or scripts that ultimately do not suit you or your intentions. So next, 16, advantage. This is a big one. Stay tuned, everyone.
16, advantage. So Eum has stated here in the very beginning of this slide, really it's the only point here, is that any event or situation in life is made up of the negative and the positive. So you can seek the advantage in any situation. She also says here, where there is black, there you will find white. And then what advantage might there be in this? So this is an interesting concept in the Tufti or Reality Transurfing modality, as it is really, really a very simplistic concept, yet it is one we are most challenged by as human beings. And what I attribute this to is the fact that for our survival throughout evolution, we needed to focus on the negative to ensure that we survived as a species. So this is really embedded deeply in us to look to the negative simply for the sake of survival. However, now living in these modern times, we have another option because we don't have some of the same negative threats like being eaten by wild animals or starving or getting caught out in weather that may kill us. We have a much easier life as human beings now, and we really don't depend on the negative like we once did. So this is where the advantage method really comes in to train ourselves to see the positive in any situation rather than focusing solely on the negative. So what seeing the advantage in any situation does is a number of things. Firstly, it helps to protect you or ensure you against an induced transition, which is you going down in lifelines. Secondly, it helps you to stay on the wave of fortune, because if you are just constantly focusing on the positive, even in a situation that could be perceived as negative, you are still tuning your thought frequency to that higher frequency regardless of what is playing out in your external reality, in your external environment. And lastly, one of the most valuable ways that you can use this concept is making sure that you do not get discouraged on the way to your goal. So a lot of times what happens is people set goals for themselves or intentions, and then along the path from the starting point to the end frame, something happens that is perceived as negative, and there you have it, a roadblock or a wall or something that could typically discourage you and make you stop perhaps on the way to your goal, actually finishing through and realizing or actualizing that end frame. So the advantage helps with a lot. Primarily, it helps keep your thought quality high, and it helps you tune into the wave of fortune, stay in line with your intentions, and of course, avoid the induced transition. So in the future going forward, anytime anything happens that seems against your intentions, simply ask yourself, what advantage might there be in this? When you get used to this, you can really start seeing it easier and easier and easier. And if you don't see it, trust that it is there, and most likely the advantage will be revealed to you later on down the film roll.
It's 17, allowing. Oh my God, this is such an amazing lesson. Allow the world to do something nice for you, to help you, to bring you closer to your goal. So as soon as you adopt the idea that something's not right with your world or something has gone wrong, and you choose to see the world from a negative perspective, it is very challenging to see your world then doing something nice for you or offering you assistance or a way to realize your goal easier. So the reason for this is because you are tuned to the frequency of just the opposite, actually. You are tuned to the frequency of things not going well, of your world maybe not being the most hospitable or agreeable place, and you will simply get more of the same. So in allowing yourself to be helped or offered something good by your world, you have to see the advantage and then allow your world to offer you what it ultimately will. And this has really helped me a lot in problem solving or challenge solving, if you will. That anytime something doesn't seem to be coming to me, I need a solution for a challenge, and I realize maybe that I might be going down a path of thinking that I have a problem, I stop myself and I say there really are no problems in my reality right now, and whatever solution I am in need of will be provided to me via my world, and I actually don't have to do much. But I do have to see the advantage in my world at that moment. I have to view my world as a beautiful place, of a giving place, and really that I am co-creating with my world and my world is helping me. So when I do this, when I adopt this perspective rather than a negative one, then anytime anything beneficial pops up for me in my world, that is already the sector of reality that I have chosen to highlight, and I will be able to see that material or information in clarity. It doesn't get lost because I am choosing to focus on stuff of a different frequency. So 18 next, the script. Stay tuned for that one, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson on allowing.
18, the script. So I am certain that most of you have asked at least a few times in your life, as I have many, many times in mine, why aren't things the way I want them to be? So as Hume states here, you don't fully realize the situation you find yourself in. So this is so simplistic, yet so powerful at the same time. This is the idea that the current moment, your present moment, is really just a product of your past thoughts and actions, and those prior thoughts and actions are what created the frame that you are currently in right now. This is obviously your behaviors and what you focused your attention on. Were you immersed in your inner screen? Were you immersed in the outer screen? So Hume says here, you do not know that you move according to the script because the illusion of action is so powerful. So you see these little characters moving along this script here. And if you're acting in a current frame, right? This current frame is simply there because of a repetitive thought or action from the past. You are acting in that current frame, so you will most likely think that your action will therefore then create a different future reality, a different future frame. But you really need to step off that script entirely and do something very, very different than what you had been doing in the past frames. Otherwise, things will just continue to be the same. Now, I know this sounds incredibly simple to most of you because it's like, of course, to create those future frames, I have to change my action. But the challenge for humans is we believe that the action in that current frame, even if it is in line with the script as a whole, will ultimately change things for the future, which it will not. So this is when you have to step out of the script entirely and change your behaviors and your thoughts and your actions to create a different script that will lead to a different future frame. So again, you do not know that you move according to the script because the illusion of action is so powerful. So it is powerful. And the real benefit of this statement is that you can create your own reality via action, but you have to remove yourself off of the current script you are on to another script and then continue to take action in a different direction with different behaviors and different thoughts to create a different future.